Hey, screenwriters. Today, I want to talk to you about what I think is the most important trait for a screenwriter to have to gain success in this industry. And before you think I'm going to say something like creativity or resilience, that's not what I'm talking about. So what is this trait, and why do I think it's so important for your success? Let's get into it. As you guys know, I'm always reading books on screenwriting to better learn the craft and to better improve myself as a screenwriter. And while those books are great for things like plot development or character development or story structure, I've yet to read a single screenwriting book that talks about the most important element of a screenwriter's personality to help them with this industry. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about being nice. Talent is important. Talent gets you noticed. But talent is not the reason why people would want to work with you. After 8 years of being a screenwriter, the one thing I've learned is that people work with people they like. Looking back at my own career, I can't help but notice that even though I've had limited success, I think the success that I've had has actually depended largely on how easy it is to work with me. I was thinking back over the last 8 years of me being a screenwriter, and it struck me when I was remembering how the meetings that I had with people, with directors, with agents, with managers, after they read my work, so after they've already read my work and enjoyed it, those meetings were all very similar. And one of the things that I came to realize was that when they wanted to speak with me about my screenwriting, they didn't want to talk to me about my screenwriting. They were trying to get to know me as a person. They were trying to understand who I was as a screenwriter, as a human being, as an individual. And the reason they were doing that was because they wanted to assess how nice I was. They wanted to assess whether or not they could work with me. One of the things that it helped me realize was that at the end of the day, the most important thing for a screenwriter to have after a great screenplay is a personality, is a likability. People need to want to work with you, not just because of the words on the page, but because of who you are as a person. Being a great writer is just the first step. Every step after that in your career will revolve around you as a human being. Are you funny? Are you easy to work with? Are you pleasant to be around? Are you a jerk? Are you rude? The more likable you are, the more nice you are, the greater the chance of success you're going to have in your career, because people will simply want to work with you. It's important to understand when an agent or a manager or a producer who's read your work wants to speak with you, they're not interested in discussing your screenplay. They're evaluating you as a person. They're evaluating you as a human being, as a personality. They want to know if you're easy to work with. They want to know if you're pleasant to be around. That's what they're judging you on. They've already judged you on your screenwriting. If they've read your screenplay and want to speak with you, that means they like your screenplay. The fact that they want to speak with you means they want to know who you are as an individual. If they're an agent or manager, they want to know what kind of client you'll be. Will you be easy to work with, or will you be difficult? Will you have patience as they help you develop your career, or will you be impatient and rude? If they're a director, they want to know if you're going to be easy to be around. They want to know if you're going to be able to collaborate nicely. Do you take notes very well? Are you willing to compromise on your vision? Are you able to work with them to create a screenplay that they'd be interested in directing? If they're a production company, they want to know how you will fit within their organization. Do you fit their corporate culture? They want to learn if your creativity comes from a positive place or from a negative place. They want to know, are you generally a positive person writing amazing screenplays, or are you a bitter person who's just angry at the world? If you are a great writer and a great person, they're going to want to do business with you. They will find excuses to do business with you. There's this myth that Hollywood is filled with jerks. And from my experience, although limited, everyone that I've met in this industry is super nice. And they only want to work with other nice people. They only want to work with other people they simply love being around. The last thing that anyone wants to do in this business is work with a jerk. No producer, no director wants to develop a partnership with a screenwriter to develop a property, develop a screenplay over a period of years and have that be a chore. No actor wants to work with a writer, that is going to not be collaborative about their visions of characters, is not going to want to discuss other ways that that character can come to life, discuss other personas, other reflections of that character that that actor can imbue. This whole personality thing is even more important when it comes to television. Writers' rooms are calibrated as much for personality as they are for talent. No one wants to be stuck in a writer's room with someone who's bitter, with someone who's angry, someone who's sarcastic, someone who's rude, someone that isn't giving back, someone that's only shooting down ideas. They want someone who's positive. They want someone who's going to positively impact that room. And if you're not that kind of person, you're not going to be allowed in that writer's room. Your job as a screenwriter is to have people like you as much as they like your words. Now, I'm really active on Twitter because there's a huge screenwriting community on Twitter. And when I look around and see the people that are killing it when it comes to networking, that are killing it when it comes to reaching out to people and making new connections, the one thing all those people have in common is that they're very friendly. They're very nice people. And because they're nice and because they're friendly, they're making significant inroads in the world of Hollywood. They're making significant connections in the industry with agents, with managers, with directors, with other screenwriters, with showrunners, with produced writers, not just people like you and I that are trying to break into the industry. They're making connections with very important people because they're so nice. So be careful how you project yourself online. If you're rude or you're sarcastic, you're going to get blocked. You're going to get muted. Worst of all, you're going to develop a reputation. The last thing you want is to be considered for a role, either in a writer's room or even a development deal, where someone mentions your name and someone else says, I've had interactions with that person. They're not a nice person. They're difficult. They seem to be really rude and pushy. Your career can literally die based on how people assess your personality. So what can you do about it? What you have to start doing as a screenwriter is working on yourself as much as you work on your words. Your career will ultimately be determined by not just the words that you write, but the person that you are. So we should all start taking immediate steps to improve ourselves, to improve our personalities, to improve our ability to work with each other, because that is what's going to determine whether or not you're placed in a writer's room. That's what's going to determine whether people will want to work with you or not. So what can you do to improve yourself as a person? How can you work on yourself as much as your craft? Now, this isn't a book review video, but there is a book that I highly suggest that every screenwriter read. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'll have links below this video to where you can buy them on Amazon, but to be completely honest with you, you can get this book pretty much anywhere. You can get it used for sure anywhere, because it's been in publication now for I don't know how many decades. Millions of copies of this book have been written. And the thesis of this book is really simple. It's about how important it is to be nice in this world, how important being likable is to your success in not just the film industry, but any industry. The book shows you practical ways that you can help win people over, win decision makers over, make friends, keep friends, and simply just be someone that people want to be around. It's an invaluable book, I think, for screenwriters to have because we're always trapped behind our computers. A lot of us simply don't socialize that much. So How to Win Friends and Influence People, read it, buy it, get it, absorb the lesson that it has, because it may make or break your screenwriting career more than the words that you write can. So be nice. Literally, your career's success depends on it. So that's it. That's my video on being nice. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, drop them in the box below. Happy writing.